Welcome children. Now when you are aware of what permutations are, we are now ready to explore what are combinations. The way permutations denote the arrangement of various objects under restriction or without restriction. In the same manner, combinations denote the number of selections. You will see as we will proceed, you will find that combinations are always less than the number of permutations. The reason being, many permutations may be resulting into one combination. Let us understand it more using an example. Suppose we have four people, say we name them A, B, C and D, and we want them to be sitting in three places. Suppose we intend to make them sit here at these three places. Because number of people is 4, obviously out of these 4 any 3 will be occupying these places. Now if we use permutation, we can easily come to know the number of ways in which these 4 people can be arranged on these 3 places. Let us see how much it comes out to be. It will be 4 factorial over 4 minus 3 factorial. So 4 factorial over 1 factorial it comes out to be. On expanding both, we get there are 24 ways in which we can make any 3 of these people sit on these 3 places. Let us try to write some of these cases. Suppose the 3 people who are occupying these places are A, B and C. Now children, this is one order in which they can sit on these 3 seats. But these 3 people only can be also sitting in this arrangement. So this is another arrangement for these 3 people. Let us explore. Can we find some more arrangements for these 3? Maybe they are arranged as BCA or BAC. Still we can have 2 more arrangement. Maybe they are sitting in the arrangement CAB, or they may be sitting in the arrangement CBA. So you can see all 6 arrangements which are possible for these 3 people we have done. So these are 6 arrangements if you see. In terms of factorial, it will be 3 factorial. So what did we find? Out of these 4, if A, B and C are the 3 people who are being selected, who are being made to sit here, we could see they can sit in 6 arrangements. But these are not the only 3 people who can be made to sit here. We can have another set of 3 peoples. 3 people. What they can be? Maybe the 3 people are A, C and D. Now for them also 6 possible arrangements are there. And can we have another set of 3 people? We can have B, C, D. These are the 3 people who are made to sit. So they will lead to 6 arrangements again. What else we can have? ABC we have included, ACD we have included, BCD. We can also have ABD. Even these can be made to sit in 6 arrangements, different arrangements. So how many arrangements on whole? 6 plus 6 plus 6 and plus 6, that comes out to be 24. So children, you can see all 24 arrangements which are possible we have mentioned. But when we look at them very carefully, if you see, these are 6 different arrangements. But look at the selection of people. Same 3 people are getting repeated in all these 6 arrangements. So though these are 6 arrangements, but they are denoting only one selection, because the people who are arranged are same. They are only interchanging their position, but they are the same people. In the same way, this is only one. Though these will result into 6 arrangements, but they will result into only one selection. This will result into one selection. This will result into one selection. So on whole, you can see there are 24 arrangements, but how many selections? Only 4 selections. Now let us try to relate arrangements with selections. Okay, these 24 arrangements are obtained when we arranged 4 different people at 3 places. Let us try to understand in terms of these selections. You can see we have 4 selections, and in each of these 4 selections there are 6 arrangements. That means 3 factorial arrangement. So if these selections be multiplied with the number of arrangements they are resulting into, I think we should get the total number of permutations. 3 factorial is 6, so 4 into 6 comes out to be 24. So this is denoting the selection of 3 people out of 4. So I will rewrite this equation. We can write it as P4 comma 3 as C. This we will use for, this notation we will use for combination. So C4 comma 3 getting multiplied with 3 factorial. So number of permutation of 4 people at 3 places can be written as number of combination of 4 people taken 3 at a time into 3 factorial. Now if this be further simplified, we can try to get an expression for C4 comma 3. It will be P4 comma 3 over 3 factorial. Obviously it will come out to be 4 when you are going to expand it. So over here, if I assume, if we try to generalize it and we assume n is denoted, this number 4 is n, and out of 4 if 3 are to be selected, let us say out of n r are to be selected, then if we write an expression for c n comma r, simply replacing 4 by n and r by 3, this will become p n comma r over r factorial. So this is how, this is an example through which we can see how the general expression will be mentioned. Now let us go through the theorem which will give us an expression for combinations. Now the theorem states the number of combinations of n different things taken r at a time is given by, this is the notation, C n comma r. It will be equal to n factorial over r factorial into n minus r factorial. Over here r is taken as strictly greater than 0, as out of n we will be selecting some. Okay, so it cannot be 0, but it can have maximum value up to n. Though we can even discuss the condition when r will become 0. First, let us check it. The example which we have taken, see, this is only generalization of that. It says corresponding to each combination C n comma r. If this is a combination, within this combination r factorial arrangements are taking place. We saw in the previous example, among all 4 selections, 3 factorial arrangements were taking place. Okay, so in the same way, corresponding to each combination of C n comma r factorial permutations are available. The reason being, R objects in every combination can be arranged in R factorial ways. So therefore, the total number of permutations of n different things taken r at a time can be denoted like this. So same equation they have mentioned, which we used in the example. So p n comma r can be written as c n comma r into r factorial. On cross multiplying r factorial, we can obtain a general expression for how the selections are to be made. So if out of n objects, different objects, if you are selecting r objects, it can be done in n factorial over r factorial into n minus r factorial ways. Now after obtaining this general expression, let us go through some of the points which needs to be kept in mind. Now if we are evaluating a combination coefficient where r is also equal to n, so it is of the form C n comma n. So you can find here r gets replaced by n. So if we write it in the formula which we have obtained, it will be n factorial over n factorial into n minus n. So this becomes 0 factorial, and 0 factorial is equal to 1. So C n comma n comes out to be 1. In the same manner, if you replace r by 0, then this combination coefficient will reduce to n factorial over 0 factorial. This is for r factorial. Into n minus r will become n minus 0. So that is n factorial only. So again you can see n factorial gets cancelled out and 0 factorial is 1. So we get 1 here. So what do we find? Cn comma n is equal to Cn comma 0. Now checking for this one. It says combination coefficient where n out of n objects you are taking n minus r selection. It can be written as Cn comma r. So we'll just verify, expand it using the formula for combinations. It will be n factorial over n minus r factorial into difference of these two factorial. So n minus r. If we open the bracket, you see n gets cancelled out. We only get r factorial. So this is the expression it reduces to. And if you will see carefully at this expression, you will find this is the expression for Cn comma r only. So if you have Cn comma n minus r, it can also be written as Cn comma r. Now the next one states if a combination coefficient Cn comma a is equal to Cn comma b. If this is what you have, then we can get two results from here. Either a is equal to b or the sum of a and b will be equal to n. You can verify this from the previous one. You can apply this result over there. See, these are two combination coefficients which are equal. So here in place of a, I have got n minus r. Here in place of b, we have got r. They are not equal to each other. And look at their sum, n minus r plus r. It comes out to be n. So if these two terms are not equal, then definitely their sum will be equal to n. Now going through some more theorems, see this another one. It says if n and r are natural numbers such that r is greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to n, then the sum of these two combination coefficients can be written like this. So we can solve the left hand side, add them up and see whether it reduces to the right side or not. So using the formula we have obtained, let us expand both the combination coefficients. So n factorial over r factorial into n minus r factorial. This will become n factorial over r minus 1 factorial into n minus, within the bracket it will be r minus 1. So if we open the bracket, it will be n minus r plus 1 factorial. Now for simplifying these two, we need to take out the terms common. So for that, we will be making some of the changes in these expressions. If you see, r factorial is larger than r minus 1 factorial, or we can say r is a natural number succeeding r minus 1. So one more than r minus 1. So the greater one you are going to expand. R factorial I will write as r minus 1 factorial. In the same manner, we'll compare these two. You will find n minus r is 1 less than n minus r plus 1. So this one is larger. So in this term, I am going to expand this part. So keeping n minus r factorial as it is, the next term is now n factorial over r minus 1 factorial. This can be written as n minus r plus 1 into the natural number preceding it. So 1 less than it. That will become n minus r factorial. So now we have more scope for taking terms common. They are n factorial we can take common. We can take r minus 1 factorial common. We can also take n minus r factorial common. And the leftover terms, in the first part we are left with 1 over r. In the second part we are left with 1 over n minus r plus 1. Now take LCM and see what do we get. We get n factorial over r minus 1 factorial into n minus r factorial multiplied with n minus r plus 1 and then plus r divided by r into n minus r plus 1. So you will find r here gets cancelled out. Now we will just rearrange the terms and rewrite it. Numerator is n factorial into n plus 1. N plus 1 is 1 greater than n. Fine. So the way we can write 5 factorial as 5 into 4 factorial. In the same manner, if I write it as n plus 1 into n factorial, and in the denominator on rearranging the terms, first writing r into r minus 1 factorial. In the same way, n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. So you can see r is 1 more than r minus 1. N minus r plus 1 is 1 greater than n minus r. So they all can be reduced to, this becomes n factorial, this one becomes r factorial, and the later term becomes n minus r plus 1 factorial. See what else can be written for it? N factorial, then r factorial, this term, okay, this we need to change. This is n plus 1 into 1. So it will be n plus 1 factorial. So correcting this part. Now converting this one also into n plus 1 factorial. This term can be written as n plus 1 minus r factorial. Now look at this carefully. Can we say this is the expanded form of the right hand side which is required? Look at this again. It is Cn plus 1 comma r. So it will be n plus 1 factorial over r factorial into n plus 1 minus r factorial. So now it is reduced to C n plus 1 comma r, which is the required right hand side. Now children, quickly taking two questions based on this to see how it works. We are given Cn comma 8 is equal to Cn comma 2. Using this equation we have to find Cn comma 2. Now if I use one of the results we have discussed just now, Cn comma 8 is equal to Cn comma 2. If you look at this, 8 is not equal to 2. So what is the only condition left? This means 8 plus 2 should be equal to n. That gives us the value of n as 10. Now we can find Cn comma 2, which happens to be C10 comma 2. Children, this can also be written as 10C comma 2. This is alternative notation for writing combination coefficient. Okay, so this will be on expanding 10 factorial over 2 factorial into 10 minus 2 factorial. 10 minus 2 factorial is 8 factorial. So here I expand 10 factorial as 10 into 9 into 8 factorial. 2 factorial is only 2 and 10 minus 2 factorial is 8 factorial. So this gets cancelled out. With 2 we can cancel out 10 and this comes out to be 45. Let us see the next one. See, the ratio of these two combination coefficients is 12:1. So use it to find n. So let us expand these two coefficients first. C 2n comma 3 can be written as 2n factorial over 3 factorial into 2n minus 3 factorial into, because this is first term with ratio the second term, and because I am using the operation multiplication, so we'll take reciprocal of this. So n factorial comes in the denominator, then 3 factorial into n minus 3 factorial in the numerator. So this is 12 over 1. If you see 2n is greater than 2n minus 3, so we are going to expand 2n factorial here, and n is more than n minus 3. So we are going to expand n factorial in the denominator. So 3 factorial and 3 factorial gets cancelled out. Now expanding 2n factorial. So it is 2n, then 2n minus 1, 2n minus 2, 2n minus 3 factorial. So I'll stop here. Then this is also multiplying with n minus 3 factorial. So this is the numerator. What about the denominator? We already have 2n minus 3 factorial here, and n factorial I am going to expand. n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial. And the right hand side is 12 over 1. So you can see we have terms here to get cancelled out. So 2n minus 3 factorial gets eliminated. Even n minus 3 factorial gets eliminated. Now see, all the terms are independent of factorial notation. This is 2 into n. Fine. Then it is 2n minus 1. In 2n minus 2, you can take 2 common and we are left with n minus 1 here. In the denominator, the leftover terms are n, n minus 1, n minus 2. The right hand side is only 12. Now we can get rid of n minus 1 as well as n. Now 2 into 2 is 4. So cancelling out 12 with 4, we get 3 on the right hand side. And on the left, we are left with 2n minus 1 over n minus 2. So cross multiply n minus 2 and simplify the equation. We are now left with 2n minus 1 is equal to 3n minus 6. On rearranging the terms, you will find n comes out to be 5.